These are my top 11 and they are in numerical order, starting from 11, working my way up to my favourite shot of the year. So the 11th being my least favourite out of my top 11. Right, okay, let's just jump straight in. Too much talking. Let's throw ourselves straight in and let's have a quick look at my number 11. So let's look at my number 11 slot. And the only reason why I love this is because this was shot in Assynt. And to me, this just typifies everything about the Scottish Highlands. I love and adore Assynt with a passion, and hence the reason that made it to my top 11. I absolutely love that image. Next for me is an image I took just a few weeks ago. I was up in the Lake District and there's a lone tree here, but I preferred overall this image. It just encapsulates everything to me that I love about the Lake District. The fog, the mist, the calm day, the reflections, everything was fantastic. If anything, I thought the lone tree actually detracted from this shot. And the only reason why I think the lone tree detracted from this image is simply because you couldn't see the whole of the tree because the water level wasn't high enough. So part of the reflection was obscured by the land. Anyway, yeah, so that made it for me into the top 10. That is my number 10. Next, we're back up in Scotland again. This is the Corpac wreck. I was there twice last year. Again, I can't say any more than that. It's the Glencoe area. This is just outside Glencoe, but I absolutely love and adore. You may have guessed it from what I mentioned earlier on about Assynt. Anywhere really up in the Scottish Highlands. We're talking Glencoe, we're talking Assynt, and we're talking the Isle of Skye. We're talking Harrison, blah, blah, blah. You know, I could go on. But yeah, I just love that. I was loving in 2020 the fine art feel to my photography. I like playing around in Photoshop. I like the results, and to me it's definitely worthy of a print as far as I'm concerned. I just love that fine art feel, and you'll see that coming up in the rest of my top 10. So that to me, the Corpac wreck up in Scotland just outside Glencoe, wonderful. Next on the list is New Brighton Lighthouse. I think this was Storm Cara. Is that Cara, I think it was called. Anyway, I did a collab with my very good friend Mally from Mally Photography. And yeah, we just had such a great time. This image, if you haven't seen the video, by the way, if you haven't seen this video, this image is actually a composite. I was experimenting with my composites and I told everybody it was a composite at the time. And the reason why I created this composite is because the waves were huge. The waves were way bigger than you can see here, but not around the lighthouse, which was really frustrating. So the water was quite calm around the lighthouse. So what I did is I took bits of waves and put them against the lighthouse. Anyway, I created this, but I was completely honest about it. So this is it's a mixture of images. It doesn't really matter. I was honest. So there you go. But I love that, love the drama, love the feel. And yeah, as far as composites go, very happy with that one. So that definitely made it into my top 10. This was taken the end of January in 2020. I just created a snow video. And in my snow video, I did actually say it's very difficult to take pictures in the snow, simply because when you're at home and you get a downpour of snow, you can't drive anywhere. It's really a pain in the backside. But every year I run workshops to Glencoe and I call it winter at Glencoe. But in January, we had so much snowfall, the van got stuck and, you know, we had such a ball. And I took so many different photographs all around Glencoe at the time when we had this massive, great big snow dump. And out of all of the snow pictures that I captured, this is definitely my favourite, simply because it's snow from tippy toes to as far as the eye can see, and the only bit of foreground interest is that little bit of road on the left hand side with the car driving towards me. And I don't know why, but this to me stands out head and shoulders above all of the other landscape images that I took at Glencoe during that January. Next, this is Spurn Point. back to me creating some fine art photography. Apologize if you don't like fine art photography, but obviously it's going to appear quite high in my top 10 list simply because I did so much of it last year, but I did it because I loved it personally. This is at Spurn Point. I just love that shot. I just think it's really, really, really cool. Nothing any more than that to say. I took loads of different shots. I went to Spurn Point about 4 times, maybe 5 times last year. If any of you guys out there follow my channel, you know exactly the reasons why. A couple of times I had to go back. I even broke my new camera there. Yes. Anyway, that one for me, it's a real winner chicken dinner. I love that one. In 5th place, this Dovercourt Lighthouse. Love this. Spent 2 days photographing. Again, all sorts of bits and pieces down at Dovercourt and in the surrounding areas. But for me, this one stands head and shoulders above all the others. It won a couple of little awards as well, just social media awards, that's all, nothing too exciting. I never place any images in for awards. But this one also was picked up by a magazine and went into print. So I'm very, very happy with that. Next is the Celestial Dawn. This is the boat wreck at Lytham. Love this image. I went there about 3, maybe 4 times throughout the year. I tried different times, different weather conditions and so on, but this one stands head and shoulders to me above all the others that I took. I love, especially because it's been given that fine art feel that I've really, loved this year, as you can probably tell by now. But yeah, love that image. These are the OC, I think it is, beach huts down in Essex. Yeah, I spent a couple of days down here and inspired by a couple of other photographers, and I just love this image. I can't make my mind up whether I prefer the colour or the black and white, but the muted sea, muted sky, and the muted colours, the pastel colours of the beach huts themselves, to me, I don't know, it probably just made the colour version stand out a little bit more than the black and white version. I love that one. It was so close to being my favourite image of the year. It's one of those images, when you finish your post-process and you step back and you think, do you know what? That's a brilliant image. Brilliant image. I love that so much. Inspired by a couple of other photographers' work I've seen down here. Ant being the main guy. Again, I cover all of that on the video. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link to all of the videos below, by the way, where these images appear. But yeah, I really liked it. Took me a couple of days to grab this shot. I'm still undecided between the colour and the black and white. Still undecided. 2nd place. The only reason this isn't my number 1 image of the year is simply because I took something pretty similar the year before. And again, if you return back to a place, which I love doing, it's good to challenge yourself. And I did on the video where I created this image. I was looking for different compositions, but to me, I'm returning back to this A1 composition for me anyway. And I just absolutely love this. This is Lockstack in the Scottish Highlands, so this is in the Assynt area, and it's just snow-capped mountains, foreground interest with that bothy that's there, the sea. I did lots of long exposure shots with this image as well, but I just love this image, and it so nearly was my number 1 shot of the year. But I decided that overall this was my favourite shot of 2020. And this is the Pin Mill boat wrecks. And this one single boat wreck appears as part of many boat wrecks that appear at Pin Mill. This is the River Orwell in Suffolk. Again, I made 2 separate journeys back to photograph this area. And I think the reason why I love this so much is simply because of all the hard work that was entailed to grab this image. Because again, you're going to have to go back and look at the video if you haven't seen the video. This one boat stands in a car crash of boat wreck, shall we say, but just isolating the one, removing them all, and then converting it like I do to my fine art style, which again I've really enjoyed in 2020. I think it's because there was so much work involved, and therefore Yeah, to me, it was honestly, it was a really, really, really tough call between that and that. But overall, that there, in my opinion, is my favourite shot from 2020. I'm not sure if you agree with my findings, but hey, that's photography and that's art, I suppose. If you agree or disagree, do me a favour, just leave a comment down below. And there you go. That's my favourite top 11 images from 2020. Just a quick update, if I may, with regards to my members only section. Nothing's going to change. The deal we had on in 2020 will continue in 2021. If you want to learn more about my post-processing techniques, including how I blend the skies for my fine art style of post-processing photography, then all that is part of my members only section. And if you want to find more information about that, then just simply head across to garygough.co.uk and hit the members only tab at the top. And remember, the deal for 2020 continues for 2021. And as a Brucey bonus, everybody who's a member throughout February and January of this year will also have the ability to download my top 11 images from 2020, both in JPEG and in RAW. You can use them to work on in terms of post-processing for yourself. You can print them, you can hang them, you can basically do anything you want with them except call them your own or try and resell them. So that's a pretty decent deal. Anyway, if you want to find out more information on that, do me a favour, garygough.co.uk, and click on the members only tab at the top. Next, a little bit of urban exploration. I was travelling very north in Scotland, up in the Highlands, when I was driving past what was obviously an old workshop stroke garage next to a house. So it was obviously a house and a garage business or workshop business. And well, I just had to stop and I just had to have a look around. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the next 3 or 4 minutes. It's a glimpse of what life was like yesteryear. I don't think I'm breaking any laws. The doors are wide open and it's clearly heavily walked, so lots of people in the past and probably in the future will have done and will do what I did today. But do me a favor, when you're looking at my video footage, try and do what I did and look through the clutter. Just look at the signs of what life was like yesteryear. I absolutely love and adore, and you know, you look at it with a heavy heart to think that that was somebody's home. Somebody thrived, somebody lived. It was probably a very prosperous business, or maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But this was probably somebody's livelihood and living space for maybe 50, 60 or even 100 years. Wow. Just amazing. Look at the TVs everywhere. Right then, that is it. The end of 2020. I know it is because it's nearly the end of January 2021, but sorry for being late to the party. The end of 2020 and the crazy year in which it was, and now we can all look forward, hopefully, to life getting back to normal in 2021. Just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has watched any of my videos in the past, and hopefully will continue to do so in the future. Anybody who has supported my channel in any way, shape or form. More importantly, the members of my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Don't know what I'd be doing right now if it wasn't for you guys supporting me and supporting my channel. Thank you. So let's hope that the world will get back to normal in 2021 and we can all go about our business in the normal way. I so hope it works out for each and every one of you guys out there, and of course for myself as well. Thanks guys for sticking with the video for this long. And yeah, okay. Long may 2021 be a better year than last year. Cheers guys.